I think that that is a logic that's very deeply embedded in U.S. policy towards Cuba, the sense that there needs to be reciprocity, that the U.S. will change a little bit, and then the Cubans can change a little bit, and we'll create this virtuous cycle. I think that's a very problematic way to proceed. There's a lot of aspects of U.S. policy that are run counter to the U.S. national interest, irrespective of what the Cubans do or do not do. So it's not clear to me that the U.S. should give the Cubans basically the veto power over changes in U.S. policy.
A change in Cuba policy is needed for the U.S. national interest. I don't think that we, at the United States, should be conditioning steps to take at every step of the way to what Cuba does. This has been a pattern in the past, and it is a reactive and not a proactive policy.
Average Cubans, people on the street, really want what they call una apertura with the United States. They want an opening, and so they were happy to have to see those changes being made. The Castro government was a little bit more ambivalent about it. There's a lot of people who believe that the Cuban government doesn't really want engagement with the United States, and in fact would like to prevent a deeper engagement from happening. So if that's the case, then why are we acting like engagement with the U.S. is some sort of reward that we're giving down to the Cubans when it might not even be something they want in the first place?
They would rather go slow than take risks. Raúl started raising expectations in 2007, and things have not gotten any better.
There's a lot of wishful thinking. It's not analysis so much as it is wishful thinking, because there's been this standoff for so long that when people talk about what might happen based on the evidence in front of them, it ends up being more like, this is what I'd like to see happen, or this is what I wish would happen, or gosh, if only we could do this, rather than a cold, hard look at what actually is happening.
They're trying to basically map out a path of limited economic reform that's not even as bold as what China and Vietnam have done, something that's a little bit more constrained, but where they can boost levels of efficiency and productivity and try to get the Cuban economy working again. The downside is that the Cuban economy at this point is so broken, it needs more than just minor tinkering. It really does need quite bold reforms in a number of areas, and Raúl Castro seems unlikely to undertake those. You're not going to see Cuba moving towards democracy, but rather trying to resolve its issues under the rubric of the Communist Party. And so I think that if you want to know what post-Fidel Cuba looks like, we're basically looking at it.